Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Home Video Library. I'm your host Nathan P. Butler. This time we're going to kind of stick with a theme that we saw in our last regular episode that wasn't sort of a tangential thing like with the AFI Lucas CD audio thing. And we're going to take a look here at screeners again. I typically don't show any screeners that are super new if I manage to acquire any, but I think seeing screeners is kind of a cool thing, especially as a collector and looking back on screeners that are far enough away from when they were first released that it's no longer sort of an issue to talk about them publicly here. So, that said, we want to take a look here at a screener for another of these really cool behind-the-scenes type documentaries that just hasn't had an official home video release. Last time, in our last episode on a screener, we took a look at this really elaborate pre-airing screener for Star Wars The Legacy Revealed. This time, it's one that includes Star Wars quite a bit, but it's actually about industrial light and magic. This is something that has entered my collection thanks to the generosity, as many of the things have we've looked at recently, of Matt Fry. This is a screener for a special, again, on industrial light and magic that actually came through Encore. It actually is a Stars production, so Stars/Encore. It's something that actually you could watch on Amazon Video for a while if you had a Stars subscription, but not something that's ever had an official home video release, as many behind-the-scenes specials never get. So we have Encore here, FYC, for your consideration, 2011 Emmy Awards. It's a special that aired in 2010. The back is a similar theme with just Encore down here in the corner. You open this, and it is basically a spread here with the disc attached to it. You have Mark Wahlberg, you have the hosts of In the House, you have Yoda, Iron Man, Davy Jones, Mark Ruffalo, Halle Berry, Darren Aronofsky, and Natalie Portman talking to the hosts of In the House. But then the titles of the two programs are over here. Okay, we have In the House with Peter Bart and Peter Goober. That's how you're supposed to say it. And then the one we're most interested in, although kind of interested in the first one as well, Industrial Light and Magic, Creating the Impossible. On this side then, further information. The FYC part at the top talks about In the House, which is somewhat related to Star Wars here. It says, put two legendary Hollywood insiders like Peter Bart and Peter Goober together, and you get smart insider opinions, sparkling conversation, and real insights from friends and colleagues. In the House is for anyone who wishes to hear about and directly from the people who actually create movies. Leave the gossip and the fluff to other shows. These industry legends, themselves creators of some of Hollywood's landmark films, will deal with breaking news and industry trends in our pop culture. For your consideration, for outstanding variety, music, or comedy series. Now, for In the House, it actually includes multiple episodes on this disc. Let's see here. The multiple episodes are episode 301, which includes Halle Berry, Mark Wahlberg, and Danny Boyle. Episode 317, that includes Zachary Gordon and Neve Campbell. And the one that we would care about as Star Wars fans, episode 310, with Natalie Portman, Darren Aronofsky, Mark Ruffalo, and Amy Adams. Though, when Aronofsky and Portman are on it, they're mostly talking about Black Swan, which makes sense given the date. Then, underneath the bottom section, talking about the ILM special. For your consideration, Outstanding Nonfiction Special, Outstanding Directing for Nonfiction Programming, Leslie Iwerks, or Iwerks, Iwerks. The description, the documentary covers the events, history, evolution, pioneering breakthroughs, challenges, and visionaries who have made industrial light and magic what it is today. Animation, graphics, still photos, archival footage, film clips, and interviews with artists, technicians, visual effects producers within ILM tell the inside stories of Hollywood's greatest visual effects studio. Then there's legalese down there at the bottom. More on the special in a moment. The actual disc is here. So split in half on what's in here. So we have In the House with Peter Bart and Peter Goober. FYC, legalese running around the edges. It tells you the names of the episodes, or at least the numbers of the episodes and who the guests are, as I did a moment ago. We have Yoda, Iron Man, and Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean. That's Davy Jones. It's been a long time. Then we have the Industrial Light and Magic symbol with Industrial Light and Magic Creating the Impossible, and the Encore symbol underneath icon there for Encore. So what this is it's basically an hour-long special, the ILM one at least, about an hour-long special. It spends about the first 10 minutes talking about A New Hope, because of course that's where ILM got its starts, why ILM was created in the first place. Then it talks about, in order here, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, mainly the Genesis sequence, or, excuse me, the way I always say it, thanks to, I think it was Star Trek 3, maybe it was 3, that Genesis? Like, you don't say Genesis, say Genesis? No, wait, no, that was that Search for Spock, maybe? Where you had the alien go, Genesis? Anyway, I'm beside the point, way beside it right now. Continues into Young Sherlock Holmes, Willow, The Adventures of Andre and Wally B, The Abyss, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Jurassic Park, Forrest Gump, Jumanji. And may I say the Jumanji section almost physically hurts to watch, seeing Robin Williams talking about it and the joy he took in all of this. Twister, the Star Wars prequels as sort of a lump rather than separated by film. Robot Chicken, briefly, with Seth Green for the pop cultural impact of the prequels and whatnot. Then continues back into more not sci-fi, but more technical stuff about what ILM has done rather than pop cultural aspect, to look at Pearl Harbor and Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, to head into a bigger focus on Pirates of the Caribbean, then War in the Worlds, which explains who hosts the special, Tom Cruise. Then it goes into Transformers, Iron Man, Star Trek 2009 with J.J. Abrams, again, kind of ironically talking about it, noting how even before he ever came to work on Star Trek, Lucas had done everything and outdone everyone with Star Wars. So an interesting thing to compare himself to a few years before he actually winds up working on Star Wars himself. And this is basically the as-aired finished version of this behind-the-scenes of ILM type special. Only every once in a while, mostly at the beginning and near the very end, do you see anything where it pops up on the screen saying, for your consideration only. So for those who wanted to ever see a special like this on ILM, it didn't get a home video release, but if you can hunt it down, there is a screener version out there as part of the 2011 Emmy Awards screeners coming from Encore, not Stars, because they are tied together here. For those of you who are looking for that sort of thing. For me, I love seeing the behind-the-scenes stuff of the special effects because, again, kind of like with the audio stuff I mentioned when we looked at It's a Big Universe. It's kind of like you'll see a behind-the-scenes special of Star Wars, and the special effects get some of the focus, but not all of it because they have to keep going. And it's typically just about Star Wars and maybe some of the advancements between the original trilogy and the prequel production, but not necessarily the breadth and scope of ILM between that time, and this manages to do that very well. In that sense, it's sort of an updated version of another freaking special on ILM that didn't ever get a home video release, that thankfully I recorded off of television and digitized for myself off of VHS, from Star Wars to Star Wars, which came out around 1999. So, cool stuff, lots of Star Wars content built into it, not a Star Wars documentary per se, but Star Wars, lots of George Lucas in it, lots of Lucasfilm people and ILM people in it, so definitely worth your time if you're able to check it out, either streaming through somewhere like Amazon Video, or if you can find yourself a copy of the screener as well. My thanks, as always, to Matt Fry. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with the home video viewers.